Hi, hello, welcome. Join me with Holy Moly Strategy, where we're back with Barry the Baroon. Still don't know why I've called him that. Trying to take over Elysium. Currently we have quite a few armies spread out. And we only have one faction left to get rid of. So our aim is to not be completely wiped out by whatever the Senator has left. He has managed to take Zimria from me, which is very rude, but luckily I have Saig, the Master Alchemist that I dispatched to deal with the breakthrough in the pyramids, who also has a Wizard of the Golden Dawn, Raffledon, and a bunch of just tower guards. Crossbows, swords, armour, shields, what's not to like. En route to deal with this army that's left. Luckily, in the battle that happened for them to take Zimria, our longbowmen have made the enemy pay a great price. Got 16 kills. Quite a lot of them were summoned wolves, but one of the kills was their mage itself, which means they should not be able to leave Zimria, so they are stranded there. So we have Saig moving on down there. We have Casper down here with his own army with two High Magus, or two Magus, my bad. Trying to clear out whatever was in this southern peninsula, which is just the Kraken at the moment, and then he can go on to big, brighter things. We have Vano finishing the exploration of this little peninsula down here. I assume this would be the southeastern peninsula. And Barry is moving up through here to discover unexplored lands and find where the Senator has hidden himself, because we've taken his capital. This outpost is where they start their game. I don't know where they've hidden themselves now. Let's see how it goes. We just got a conscription and an offer of a pyromancer, which I can't refuse. Oh, we've got a second Fanon. That's not ideal, is it? But he has come with an enchanted chainmail, which gives him +5 health and sets his armor to 3. So now we've got a really tanky pyromancer with Meteor. Nope, hate that spell now. The other Fanon, your namesake, has, I don't think, ever hit with a Meteor, so I'm not giving you one. Fireball's amazing, Flames is a lesser fireball, and Combustion sets people on fire, which loads of damage over time. Perfect. We're going to start moving you out. I guess we can aim for you to get about there. There won't be many plains on the journey. I think you only have to walk through one forest and the rest is all one cost tiles. So you can go over there, Fanon, and we'll send you out when we get there. Barry only has one movement, so he'll step into the bridge. That's all he can do. Saig is going to make his way to the City of Crafts, Zimria. Fnag is a new court mage with sleep and combustion, so I personally rate both of those spells. So we're going to send him to the library to level him up. And Casper has just seen the Kraken take a bridge, so he's going to go kill that, and I think we're going to be done down here. Vano, explore those three, explore that bit. And there's a bunch of random enemies, but I don't really care. Okay, there's still a tiny bit more left to explore. We'll finish that up. I don't think we're going to find a random tower. This tower here, in theory, the centre could be here, but we've already had a look at it. There was 30 independent units. We saw that last episode. Good sip of a coffee. So we know the Senator's not there and there's no way to get troops there at all. That's what we can do this turn, but we've got armies moving closer towards their desired locations. Scout, Captain Monk, don't really care for any of those. It's now asleep. And it's all on fire. I thought mass combustion... Yeah, only affects enemy troops. Okay. I saw this, the particle effect of fire appear on my troops, so I panicked a little bit. We might take Casper down into the pit. There was some stuff we haven't explored. Oh yeah, we also have a lone spearman down here, because I wanted to get rid of the Staff of Lightning, because it started killing all my Unicorn Knights. So that's just sat down there. Ooh, I'll take a hamlet, and I'll have to explore that last little bit, but that's okay. We can step up through here with Barry, take on 5 boars, not going to be difficult at all. Saig will be able to get to Zimria next turn. Fnag can sit comfortably in the library, and Fannon will continue his journey across the map. And Aelfwald, you can have some more cavalrymen. There we go. You're only missing 2. We've got nearly a full front, and you can start going to take back some of these hamlets that have been taken from us to get even more money, because we're getting 100 a turn, which is very good, but more can't be bad, is my opinion. More pirates roaming around. Barry's army with all the magical wands, not going to struggle at all. Done. We're going to ignore the small fry. Barry doesn't care. Farm, village, very nice, good money for us. Aelfwald can take that and make his way towards these hamlets. Saig is going to take the City of Crafts, and Casper is going to go down, move to the left, and move to the left. And we're going to explore this open area. There might be more deperfine deposits. Maybe not the best use for Casper's army, but I have wanted to explore that little underground bit for quite a while. Vano will probably try to get rid of the independents. If we don't, they're just going to be a nuisance. That's all they're going to be. That's what we can do this turn. That's what I would say if I couldn't upgrade Fnag to a level 2 Magus. Soldiers of Steel, happy with. Sleep, Combustion, Soul Slay. I like all 4 of these, which makes it difficult. We're going to take a Combustion for Soul Slay. We either set maybe 8 people on fire, or we just kill a dude. I'd rather just get rid of one person. There's a chance that it takes out a high value target. Alchemist. Definitely get that. Okay. This shouldn't be difficult because they don't have any ranged troops. That's all we have. But we also have our very good Tower Guard, who are both melee and range. Acid Cloud going out from Saig. A lot of blinded troops. I like how our ranged troops don't step forwards there, because they don't want to be in melee. They want to get another shot off before they have to be in melee. I enjoy that interaction. And they can slowly step into... I don't think it's called Buffalo's Horns. The Buffalo's Horns formation. It's where you have a solid line and you buckle some of it in to get a surrounding bit. You basically force a salient to form on the enemy line. Salient, if you're thinking about World War I trench warfare, is where one part of the trench would be attacked from multiple places because it was either a bulge or a convex part of the line. We've got Amulet of Cold Resist and an Elven Cloak. Brilliant. Yeah, we can both be on the commanders. Happy with that. Okay. I'm now going to take Saig. There wasn't anything interesting. Oh no, there was something interesting. I think we still recruit up there, and Durnan can go all the way down there. Fnag, I'm going to have him try and join up with Fannon, so there's more than one mage in that party. Saig is going to get some tower guards, just more of the same. We'll send him through the portal, which we know from experimentation just goes here. So it's not the most interesting portal. Ooh. Yeah, jump on him. Give it a go. It might be the last guy. Ooh. This is the level 1 Serpent Acolyte we saw run away over these mountains a couple of episodes ago. I'm just going to explore up here. Okay, just forest. Barry can definitely beat that. They've got the same amount of troops. But unfortunately for them, the majority of theirs are the Veles, which don't have armour. They do have some Princeps, some Triarius in the back, which are basically pikemen with big shields and armour. So if their front line falls, their second line and the Triarius are going to be able to make melee attacks. And they've got some archers, but it's not going to hold up to my army. Okay, Casper might actually find something interesting down there. Okay. Seems that for this turn, we're just moving troops out. There's a chance that if we kill these 2 commanders, that's all they had. Don't read the world news down there. Turns out this is a very short episode. Okay. So you have paralyze an air shield. So the best thing you can do is paralyze my troops, which is fine. There we go. Old battlefield, couple of ghouls. Gone. And in the plains, Barry's big final fight against quite a lot of legionnaires. Still, I don't think they're a threat, but there is quite a lot of them here. Now a sip of coffee as I watch my handiwork finish off the enemy army. I love seeing the front row dissolve with a line of knight charges. It makes me very happy, actually. I'm dealing a little bit of damage to my unicorn knights with the javelins, but it's not going to be enough. There you go, another classic miss on the meteor. Still have forgotten to take that off of you. And even though it wasn't the lance charge, the broadswords do enough work to clean up the second row in nearly one go as well. The crossbows finish up anything that was not taken out by the knights. This one's he's on 6 health. A bunch of them are asleep. The Serpent Acolyte is literally just summoning snakes, so that's not very useful for them. And this is wrapped up. Can't come back from this situation. Just got too much. They had a lot. They had like 5 armies of this size. They just spread them out and I was able to eliminate them piecemeal, which is unfortunately what the AI does. So you have to give them loads of resources. Okay, let's have a look at the final map. See how much of it we actually had explored. So we had this whole bottom bit. Oh, the griffins got away from us. The two griffins, that we just left them in the mountains. So in this game, some troops have like preferred tiles they will stay on. So there's like some desert troops, like scorpions, that prefer staying on desert tiles. I believe griffins like staying up in the mountains, so they'd be happy to roam these 4 tiles and not really bother me, so not taking them out wasn't a detriment. What is this? There was a hamlet there. There was a pirate port. This is where the pirates were coming from. You know, all the ships that were sailing, they were just a random port here. That's a bit annoying. There's another port up northeast. And this was I think, the elemental tower. This is where the warlock would have started, but he was taken out very, very swiftly. What was here? Yes. So this ancient temple, we could see these 2 Veles because they weren't scouting, or they weren't stealthy, but there was this horror Ohm who was stealth, caused dread, poisonous when you hit him, has level 3 magic, and even if you do get close to him, will steal your health. So yeah, I'm happy I didn't attack that with just some cavalry. So all I can assume is that the senator had the elemental tower as his last citadel, or maybe even Chillport up there. He must have had one of them to not go down and not lose when I took all of his stuff down here. So it would have been, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 2 turns of movement. Probably would have sent my horsemen up. I don't really know where I was going to send them. But look how many villages and hamlets are over this side. All the ruined stuff is where I spawned. Like, Pale Ones were down there. Senator was there. Necromancer up there. And Warlock over there. I was the only one that had all this ruined stuff. So they really tried to hamper me in this playthrough. Okay, let's have a look at the score graphs. So we are red. The senator, who was alive to the very end, was green. You can see this by the line getting to the end of the time. So time is on the x-axis, and on the y-axis is whatever we choose. Currently, we're going with army strength. Deep blue is the warlock. You can see he died very, very early on. Yellow is the pale one, who we killed off an episode or two ago. And the necromancer is over here. He was actually finished off by the senator, but a large drop in his power came from me, defeating a lot of his armies. So mine was actually the lowest army strength for a very long time. I got this massive jump here. All these jumps are conscription bonuses. So my armies just get massive jumps every now and then. That's probably not from me buying. Recruitment is probably like here. These are definitely the conscription ones, as the conscription gets more and more and more over time. But until I had, I think that was probably my first conscription there. That was probably second. That was probably third. So for about 30 turns, I was the weakest faction. Then obviously the warlocks died. I was then on par with pale ones and the necromancer, got enough conscription. Then the only people I'm behind are the senator. You can see they were like throwing armies away like no one's business. Like they had a lot of downward spikes. I think that was me. To be fair, yeah, I had a slight down. They had a big down. That was our first big fight when we came across Zimria, and there was 3 of their armies around it. Citadels. This is a little bit less interesting. This is just how many places you had to recruit. Money is the interesting one. So remember, anything the AI had, you would then add 50%. So if they are halfway up here, they're 1, 2, 3, 4. So that really means that up there. So Senator's money, we were actually on par with them for a lot. And when I say on par, I mean trailing slightly behind them for the entirety of the game until the end where we started taking all their stuff. Iron, I feel like I had a lot of. The pale one must have had extra iron mines underneath, like deep earth deposits underneath the ground that I hadn't found yet, because he had a lot of iron from the get-go. I don't think there's anything else interesting. Trade, I finally got some at the end when I started taking their like towns and cities and stuff, but you can see about 2/3 of the game, roughly 2/3 anyway, I didn't have any trade, which is ridiculous. Oh, this is funny. So the green, the senators, they start with the town next to them, which gives them 1 trade point. So that's why on turn 0, they had a trade value and not a trade value of 0. That means on turn 1, they immediately lost it and then had to take it back. So they probably have a dip in their money on turn 1 as well. Yeah, they do, right here, where the town disappears. I think that's quite fun. The rest of them are resources for different people. So the necromancer would have been using Hands of Glory. So this is his special resource for summoning. The warlock and the pale one would have been using gems. The warlock never not having gems, but the pale one going for great swathes of time without producing their special resource, which definitely would have hindered them. And the senator, like me, just goes off gold and iron. So I don't even know whether... Oh no, green one. Yeah, so the senator didn't have much iron, which is why most of his armies consisted of Velez, because that is his only melee troop that doesn't take iron to make. The Hestartus take iron, the Princeps take iron, the Triaris take a lot of iron. But yeah, so that was my rundown at the end of it. I like looking through the graphs, piecing together the pieces to see if I can understand what's happened. So I especially like that we can see this is our first run-in with the senator, and if we hadn't found him for much longer, would his army strength kept growing faster than mine? I don't know. Unfortunately for him, he couldn't put his army strength together, so it didn't matter. And where would his army strength have been? Would it have been up here if he didn't have these big losses? And are these big losses where he gains money is the important thing. So this big loss here, if I go to the money one, he gains a little bit. So he paid about maybe 1/3 of his army for a tiny increase in gold. The next one here, if I go over to the money, he actually lost money. So he must have been defending something there. Yeah, he actually must have been defending something there and just lost it. There's a lot of other things we could look at, but next time we might have to ramp up the difficulty, make sure, might have to put a mod on that factions don't lose so easily, because it would have been interesting to have to fight a warlock with loads of elemental damage, with the Baron who has not very reliable ways to counter elemental damage or magic. We do very good against pitched armies, which we found when fighting the Senator, who had very little magical support. We just rolled over them, but against magical troops, it's a different matter. So you might have to do something to cause the Warlock or someone else to survive a little bit longer. Well, thank you for listening to me ramble over the course of this. Look forward to more. Have a good day, everyone.